Welcome back, guys. It's great to see you again. Today we are going to be doing an observational drawing. Now what an observational drawing is that it's looking at something and then drawing it. Pretty simple, pretty easy. I'm going to show you a couple different tips and techniques that I use for my observational drawings, and then you can use them in the same way. All right, let's get started. All right, so for this observational drawing, some things you will need are a pencil and an eraser, and if you don't have an eraser, on another pencil will work just fine. A piece of paper, and obviously something to draw with. I'm going to draw this glue bottle today just because it's sitting on my desk and it's super convenient. For this, you can turn your paper whichever way you want to. I'm going to keep mine vertical because there's a couple things that I want to do. So what you need to do first is you're going to need to set your bottle pretty far away, okay? What I usually do first is I make a reference point. So my reference point is going to be this part of my glue bottle. Now this is where it can kind of get a little confusing, but bear with me and follow along. So I'm just going to start by drawing that part of my glue bottle. And it's pretty simple because it is a, it's kind of just like a cylinder, almost. Like a little fat round cylinder. And I am just drawing this part of it. I'm not drawing the top, I'm just drawing this part. So as you can see, the top and the bottom curve. And when you draw objects that are cylindrical or have rounded edges, you want to make sure that the top and the bottom curve the same way. Otherwise it looks kind of wonky and off kilter. Now this is where it gets kind of tricky. What I usually do is I usually set my object that I'm drawing far away. And then I take my pencil, and I'll do it this way. I hold it like this. Here, I'll do it. I hold it like this up against my eye, and I measure how long that reference point is. So for me, and you have to hold it kind of at a straight, with your arms straight out and your thumb at the tip of your pencil, and then close one eye. And so I measure that, and it's about, when I hold my pencil out far enough, it is about that, where my thumb is, that big. So I know that it's that big. And now I can use that reference point when I hold it out to measure everything else. So now I'm going to measure the tip of the glue bottle. And this part is about the same size as this cylinder part. And it is one. So this part is one of these, but then this part is about half of this. So how I do that now that I know that this and this are pretty close to the same size, and that this is half of this, I just take this part of my reference right here. My hair is in the way. And I measure that. And I'm like, okay, so that is that big. So then I know that this part will be right about here. And then I take this, well, maybe not. I can't measure really well with nails. There we go. It's about that big. Okay, and then I can take this part and take about half of it, and that's about how big that tip top is going to be. So now I don't know if you can see the little marks I've made, but this is where that next part of the glue bottle will be, and then the tip of it is going to be up there. So now that I know that this is where about the tip is going to be, and that this is where that second part is, I can start drawing that in. And what's really convenient is when something curves and then there's more cylinders on top of it, those curves are going to be the same. So this curve and then this curve right here are going to be the exact same curve. So I'm going to measure that up. and that's where that one ends. So I'm going to stop right there. And then I'm going to take this one, and it is the same curve. And remember, you want those curves to match up. It's going to be a little thinner. So now I got kind of this weird kind of stacked thing, but you can really see the glue bottle starting to form. So now I know that this curve is going to go around the back of this. You want it to be very similar to this curve, because otherwise if I make this curve like go like this, it's going to look super wonky. So I want the curves to be kind of similar. And then from here, we can really see our glue bottle taking shape. And it's got a little tippy top on it too. Awesome. So as you can see, it looks pretty similar. So using that simple technique is one way to get proportions correct. And I'll post a picture of what it looks like when you are holding your pencil out at the end of the video. Okay, so if you need to reference that, you can. Now I'm going to keep drawing. I'm going to keep using that reference point that I had. Another thing that's important is when you don't want to move the I've been doing this wrong. I've been moving this object since I started, so now my proportions are going to be a little off, but you know, I kind of remember where it is, and I remember how big each proportion is. So I'm going to keep drawing, and you can pause the video when it's done to kind of see how it looked at the end. And yeah, all right, here we go. Pretty close. I think I did a pretty good job. You can come in and you can finish this, and you can even finish the top part off with some value and some shading, or you could even like turn this into a ketchup bottle instead of a glue bottle. It's entirely up to you how your observational drawing goes, because creativity is part of the whole process of creating art. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Great job, guys. Great work, guys. I hope this inspires you to go out and observe things and draw them. And I hope the little trick kind of helped you with proportions and how to get something correctly proportioned in the way it's done in a picture plane. Okay? I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson. If you do, please subscribe and enjoy. And I love creating as much as everyone else does. So, thanks, guys. We'll see you next time. Oh, one more thing. Please check after the video for a picture of how it looks when you hold up your pencil for an observational drawing. All right, see you next time.